But because you mentioned packaged food and processed food, there's a huge misconception around plant protein that's packaged, mock meat, alt protein, and animal protein. So when that's sort of given to you as a replacement, a lot of people, of course, have concerns that this is processed, this is synthetic.
Of course it is.
What is your take on animal protein versus alt protein?
I feel, the mock meats and the alternative protein options or the meat options that we are getting in the market today are just a substitute for you to not miss the texture of the meat.
And the taste.
And the taste and the memory that you have associated with the meat. It is not for nourishment.
It's not for nourishment.
It is not for nourishment. In fact, it's far off from nourishment. So one needs to understand that all these plant meats, no matter how healthy they claim to be, they are all processed. They're made with soy and gluten and a lot of, basically they're lab made. And anything that's made in a plant and not grown on a plant is going to inflame you. Simple as that. Remember, when you eat a food, think about it. Is it made in a plant or is it grown on a plant? And you'll get your answer.
Wow.
And that's very important.
Easy.
Yeah.
That's simple to remember as well. But are they comparable? Do you think animal protein and plant protein, not just from an ethical point of view, but
in terms of nutrition profile?
Nutrition and inflammation both. Do you think they're comparable? Are they just as bad? Is one better than the other? Because, as you said, animal protein also contains your hormones and your, toxins.
Yeah.
All of
the modern animal does contain, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, even the primitive meat contained hormones because that's an inherent part of the animal. Yeah. But your modern meat definitely contains hormones and toxins and all the things that we don't even know about. That's going into the animal.
For scalability, I guess, for the scale of the
industry. For scalability, of course, because the demand is so high. Yeah. How are you going to reach the demand? The supply has to be tampered. It has to be adulterated. It has to be played with, right? So, but when you ask me, is it comparable? In terms of nutrition profile, absolutely not, because the mock meat is not so high in protein as your animal meat is.
Okay.
And if you ask me in terms of inflammation, yes, because it's made in a lab and because it is a processed food. But if you ask me about how is mock meat comparable to animal meat, I would say it's definitely not close to the animal meat in terms of the nutrition profile because it's not as high in protein as your original meat is, your animal meat is, alternative meat products, how clean is it? But it's still processed. It's still a food made in a lab. So one needs to understand that you need to really choose that wisely, and only when you're missing the taste and texture, go in for that. Don't replace all your meat with all mock meats because you're definitely doing no good to your body.
Yeah.